So it's a few weeks later, as you can see from the gorgeous autumn colours behind me, and as promised I'm going to take you through all of the costs of my West Highland Way adventure. Okay, so first up was my train travel from home to Mulgai and then from Fort William back to Glasgow. Now I'm very lucky that I live not too far from Glasgow, and it's only just over an hour's train ride from home to Mulgai, which costs £7. So the train from Fort William back to Glasgow was £38. As you saw from the video, the scenery was so spectacular. To be honest, I would have paid double that just to see that again. When I got back to Glasgow, Sean picked me up, so I didn't have to get the train home. So overall, my train total was £45. So next up is my accommodation, which was everything from a hostel to a big posh hotel. So the overall cost was £470. Now I appreciate the King's House was a massive chunk of that, so I've also worked out what it would have been if I'd stayed the night in their bunkhouse. So the average cost of a 2-bedroom dorm, including breakfast and bedding, is £54. So if I'd stayed in the bunkhouse, that would have reduced the overall total to £355. So next thing is food and drink. My evening meals, buffet breakfast and packed lunch at Inversnaid, a couple of small snacks, and not to mention those rip-off chips and Nutella muffin. I've rounded that all up to 120. When I add on the cheeky ciders, they were 55, so the overall total for food and drink was 175. Now the very last thing that I spent money on was probably the most important thing and also the best value for money. Now you may have noticed that each day all I carried was my rucksack and my black chest strap, so you may have thought, where on earth is all of your stuff? So this time I decided to use a baggage transfer company and I chose Baggage Freedom. So for the bargain price of £65, the wonderful Greg, who you can see here, would drop off and pick up my larger bag at my accommodation each day. All I had to do was make sure that every morning by 9 o'clock my bag was in the same spot he had left it the night before, and he would pick it up and take it on to the next point. So then when I got to Fort William, my bag was waiting for me in a secure locker outside the Ellis Brigham outdoor shop. It was a seamless process, such good value for money, and I honestly can't recommend Greg highly enough. Okay, so my overall total for the week was £755. Now obviously I was on my own, so if you're with your friend or partner or whatever, you can split those costs accordingly. So that might seem like a lot of money for one person for 1 week, but these days absolutely nothing is cheap anymore. So I'm looking at it from what I got out of the experience rather than how much it cost. It's certainly increased my confidence, knowing that I can do an adventure like that on my own. I can come through the peaks and troughs all the way through. As you've seen me struggle, so and I got through to the other side. So I say I'm taking the experience and the overall adventure, and it was worth every penny. So first up, my boots. So I use this German make. I think you say Meindl or Meindl, sorry, not sure. And this model is called the Meran, M-E-R-A-N. Designed for ladies with a slightly wider foot. So it's just part of their comfort fit range. An excellent all-round boot. I cannot fault them so far. This is my second pair of Meindls, and I don't see me using anything else. They're absolutely fantastic. So next up is my rucksack. This is an Osprey Tempest 24, and again it's a ladies fit, slightly more curved in with the straps on at the back. So it's nice and spacious inside. You have one main compartment, plenty of pockets at the front, and also 2 at each side for water bottles or whatever, and also the really handy ones on the side belt. You've got two side pockets here and here. So that's where you keep your toilet roll poo bag in that little pocket, really handy. Also at the back you have one space for your hydration unit, which goes in there. So yeah, inside I tend to keep like first aid stuff, spare socks, spare things like that. Obviously, luckily I didn't need my waterproofs most days, but plenty of room for them anyway. So this is an excellent size for a day pack, or maybe like an overnight, but I think you'd be struggling to have anything longer than that. I say it's really good for lots of little pockets to put things in, easy reach. Yeah, overall a really, really excellent bag. So as that bag's one of their smaller range, it doesn't come with a waterproof cover included, so I bought one of them separately. I've got one from Decathlon. this nice bright yellow one. I think it was about £7, but ideal. I only had to use it the one day, but it certainly kept everything dry. So next up is my chest rig. So this is an Osprey Archeon. Definitely one of the best things that Sean has ever bought me. So it's got 3 main compartments, one at the front, middle and the back, which also has some internal little pockets in it too, so there's plenty of room for storage. Really good for maybe just grabbing, like, putting your phone for quick easy access, wallet, tissues, whatever you need, or snacks. This is really, really good. Very popular also with photographers too, so if any of you guys are looking for something just to have without constantly picking things up, this is an excellent thing to have. It can actually be worn either on the front or the back, whatever you like, and it's very easy to take on and off. Just a little clip here. Done. So last up are my walking poles, which these are Quechua 4 Class 500. They are super light, not heavy at all. I actually didn't use these anywhere near as much as I thought I would. I kind of find them a bit of a pain, if I'm honest. I only used them when I was coming down Conic Hill for a bit of stability. I think the rest of the week they were in my bag. Just another of my hints and tips for you. I've found an excellent video on Stephen Reid's channel. I'll put the link in my description on how to use walking poles properly. When I watched it, it absolutely blew my mind because I didn't realise I was doing it wrong the whole time. So it's very interesting. So I'll put the link in so you can watch it. So all of my video footage was filmed using my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I'd only bought it just a few weeks before I left, so I hadn't had too much time to practice with it, but overall I was delighted with the image quality and how easy it was to shoot with. I have the Creator Combo, which includes the microphone, tripod and extra battery handle. One of my best investments was this Joby tripod. It has flexible legs, which were great to wrap around trees or fence posts, meaning I could film from all sorts of angles, and it was an absolute bargain at only £25. So I've come to the end of my West Highland Way adventure. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the lovely comments so far. I really hope you enjoyed the videos, and I'll see you on the next adventure.